The train station wakes before the city does. I arrive early, as I always do, because arriving early feels like apologizing in advance. Because if I am early, the station has time to get us to me. Because there is a particular bench, third pillar from the left, under the sign that has lost its E, where the air smells faintly of oil and burnt coffee, and I like to sit there and listen. The train stations are very good listeners. They listened to footsteps and suitcase, to arguments that begin quietly and end too late, to laughter that surprises even the people laughing. They listened to names spoken for the last time and for the first. They listened without comment, with the patience of things that have seen thousands of versions of the same goodbye and never confuse one for another. I sit, I wait. My voice, if I were to use it, would come out raw, like gravel turned over by a wave. So I don't speak, I breathe slowly, the way you do when you know something is about to leave. Across the platform, a woman in a green coat stands very still. She holds a paper ticket, as if it might fly away. Her hair is damp at the ends, either from rain or from tears. She does not want to explain. A man stands beside her, too close, and not close enough. He keeps opening his mouth and closing it again, as if the right sentence is delayed somewhere down the line. This is how departures begin, not with movement, but with hesitation. The first train of the morning arrives like an apology. It slows earlier than expected. Brakes sagging, doors opening carefully. People step down with a stunned face of those who have slept in public and dreamed in fragments. Someone drops a glove. Someone else picks it up and hands it back without meeting their eyes. Arrivals are quieter than departures. No one wants to admit how much they hoped. A boy of maybe 10 rounds ahead of his mother, dragging a suitcase that is far too big for him. It tips, recovers, tips again. He laughs every time. A short burst of sound, like he's testing whatever joy it's allowed here. His mother tells him to slow down. He doesn't. He runs straight into the arms of an older man who smells of tobacco and winter coats. The man bends awkwardly, as if his body has forgotten this motion, and then remembers. They hold each other for a long time. I look away, not out of politeness, but out of self-preservation. I have met people in the train station that I never saw again. A woman once sat beside me and asked me for the time. Her watch was broken, she said, and she smiled as if were moral failing. We talked for the length of the delayed announcement about nothing important. Weather, cities that look better from a train window, the strange sadness of vending machine at night. When the train arrived, she stood, hesitated, then leaned down and kissed me cheek. For luck, she said. I watch her board. I'll never learn her name. Sometimes, years later, I still check facing stations, not because I expect to find her, but because some meetings don't want to be finished. Stations understand this. They are full of unfinished sentences. The loudspeaker clears its throat. A voice, filtered and distant, announces a departure. Platform change. Minor delays. Major lives adjusted by minutes. A woman in the green coat starts to cry, silently at first. The man notices too late. He rages for her, stops, rages again. His hand lands on her shoulder like a question. I will write, he says. She nods. She does not say what she is thinking, which is what writing is, a weak substitute for breath, for weight, for the sound of someone sleeping beside you. She says, call me when you arrive. I will. They both know the shape of this promise. They both pretend not to. When the train comes, it comes quickly, decisively, as it embarrassed by the delay. Doors open. People surge forward. The train station fills with the sound of urgency. The man hugs the woman. Too tight, too short. He smells her hair like someone memorizing a language he might forget. Then she's on the train. He stands alone, with his hand still raised. Departures leave shadows. I once worked in a station briefly, night shifts. My job was to answer questions that people already knew the answer to. Is this the last train? Does it stop at? Are you sure? People wanted certainty from someone in uniform. I learned to speak slowly, to let my voice rasp and pause, to sound as if I were thinking carefully, even when I wasn't. Certainly is a performance. At night, the train station felt different, quieter, but heavier. Couples argue in the whispers. Drunk men sang to no one. A girl with a violin played for hours, repeating the same melody until it sounded like a confession. One night, just before dawn, a woman asked me where the waiting room was. I pointed. She thanked me and didn't move. Are you waiting for someone? I asked. She shook her head. I'm waiting for myself to leave. I think of her often. The platforms fill again. Another train, another cycle. A group of friends stands in a loose cycle, backpacks and bravado. They are going somewhere new. You can tell by how loudly they talk, by how often they laugh. One of them keeps saying, "This is it," as if the words themselves might make it true. A girl among them is quieter. She hugs each person longer than necessary. When she hugs the last one, a boy with nervous hands, she lingers. Their foreheads touch. "Don't disappear," he says. "I won't," she says, which is not the same thing as staying. They kiss. It is not a perfect kiss. It is better than that. The train takes her away. The boy watches until the last carriage is gone, then checks his phone, then looks up again, as if the train might change its mind. It doesn't. There are arrivals that feels like endings. A man steps off a train alone, carrying only a small bag. He looks around, confused, then relieved, then confused again. No one is waiting for him. This seems to be both expected and devastating. He walks to the edge of the platform and sits, head in his hands. For a moment, I think he might cry. Instead, he laughs, a short, broken sound. "Of course," he says to no one. The train station absorbs this without comment. I check the clock. Time has done something strange, as it often does here. stretched, folded, repeated itself. My train will arrive soon. I feel it in my chest, a familiar tightening. Living is easier than you pretend it's temporary. Staying is harder. When do you know it isn't? I stand. The bench creaks in protest. I pick up my bag. It is lighter than I should be, heavier than I want. As I move toward the platform edge, someone says my name. It comes out rough and sure, as if dragged across distance. I turn. It is you. You look older. Or maybe I do. Time has been working on both of us without asking permission. You smile, and I hear all the pauses we never filled. I thought I miss you, you say. You did, I answer. My voice is hoarse. It fits. We stand there, not touching. Trains arriving, trains leaving. People brushing past us like waves around stones. How long do you have? You ask. I check the board. A few minutes. We laugh softly, of course. We talk quickly, then slowly, about nothing, about everything we avoid naming. The station listens, as it always has. When the announcement comes, it is merciless. I hesitate. So do you. Then you step forward and hug me. It is a careful hug. I remembered one. You smell like coffee and cold air. Go, you say into my shoulder. I will. I step onto the train. The doors close. You step back. Through the window, we look each other, as if memorizing a face we already know by heart. The train moves. The station stays. It will hear his story again tomorrow, and the day after that, and long after our voice have gone quiet. The train stations always remain. They are built for departures. They are kept alive by arrivals, and between them, endlessly, patiently, they hold our meetings and our goodbyes, letting us believe, just for a moment longer, that something is not ending, only changing piece.